As Jack Brown walks through the garden at the Zin House restaurant in Mudgee in central New South Wales, he's looking for anything that is edible.
And so I know that I have X amount of covers coming into the restaurant each day, so I'll take the right amount of produce. The last thing you want to do is have yesterday's produce being used again when the garden's providing everything for you.
Jack thrives in searching the garden, picking native ingredients he'll use to create dishes for the fine dining restaurant that day.
The zucchinis have been paired with this really lovely combination of this river mint. It's very extreme in flavour, but it cleanses your mouth. Well, this is where the inspiration starts. You can almost see what the dish on the plate's going to look like by just being here. The more that you spend time in the garden, the more that you get to know yourself and take a moment to have a breath of fresh air and to pick some flowers.
Sometimes Jack even surprises himself by what he finds.
How cool is that? I actually didn't even know this was here. These are cucamelons. They look like little baby watermelons, but they're actually a species of cucumber.
Once back inside, Jack gets to work with his team to work out what to do with the ingredients.
I want that Murray cod looked at today as well of what we're going to do. We're going to serve it raw. It's going to be really yummy, okay? This is one of our first courses at Zin House. They've been making salami with all of the offcuts from all the animals that are raised here. We've actually made our own kangaroo pastrami. We've actually smoked it in the smoker out the back and we smoked it on eucalyptus. I'll leave all my kangaroos and everything hanging up inside here. I'll feed it into that drum that's behind us. And then when we need to give it some oxygen, let some smoke out, we'll pull these out and and all the smoke comes out.
As an Indigenous man, Jack says there are so many native ingredients in Australia that could be used in cooking, but they may not be that well known.
These are bunya nuts, and I actually foraged these off Louis Road in Mudgee, and they've got a really difficult husk to be able to take off, and so I've kind of been lighting them on fire has kind of been a really sort of good way to do it, and I've also been cracking them with bolt cutters, but they've got a really nice creamy texture on the inside.
With his training in fine French cuisine, Jack loves the thought of expanding his knowledge in the use of native cooking techniques, but he wants to do it in a respectful way, including using emu meat.
With Indigenous culture, emus were harvested at certain times of the year. The eggs were harvested at certain times of the year. There's also certain times of the year where the emus were just left alone. And so I would really like to learn as much as I can on the way that you do things properly.
Jack's dream is to one day own his own restaurant and for more young Indigenous people to get into cooking using native Australian ingredients.
And I feel like that even myself as a chef, like the more that I find out that something's edible, the more excited I get about something. It might need to be prepared in a certain way, or it might need to, be paired with a certain another ingredient. But that's also the fun of it. It's like forever learning. You never stop.